and welcome to Buzz from the Treatment Table. I have two very special guests with me today. They're both my friends and a married couple. We have Sam Enwemeka and Roselyn Enwemeka with us today. And if you've heard of LED technology, we can thank my friend Sam Enwemeka here. He's done all the research for that, and he's going to explain a little bit about that today. And Roselyn here is a fellow esthetician, and she also has her own soap making business. So thank you both for being here today. Of course. Billionaires. Of course. I love you both. So let's start at the beginning. How did you two meet, Roselyn?
Oh, wow. Sure. Okay, we met through a mutual friend some 18, 19 years ago. So an aunt of mine introduced us. So then I was in Nigeria and then he was here. I mean, he's been here in the US for, a long time. So we just started talking about the phone and one thing led to the other. And here I am in America. Were you guys doing research here?
Yes, I was actually based in New York at that time and was working with the New York Institute of Technology then. Yeah. So,
Were you studying LED at the time?
oh yes, we've been studying LED technology for quite a long time, several decades now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right. So for our listeners, let's explain what LED technology is.
Well, there are several types of LEDs. So initially we started studying the effects of red LEDs and red lasers. So the difference between lasers and LEDs happen to be that the laser is very, very specific and has a very narrow bandwidth, whereas LED has a broader bandwidth, and technically it's called the spectra of the radiation. The red LED we found is very good for healing skin wounds, tendon injuries, ligament injuries, all forms of injuries. And we also then moved on to the blue LEDs, which we found to be very effective for killing bugs, bacteria, viruses, fungi, almost all types of bugs. So they do have different effects depending on the color. So for what you do, such as aesthetics, you know, most of the time people prefer to use either red or golden yellow lights. Golden yellow tending toward orange color is known for its skin rejuvenating effect. So those are so again, depending on the color or wavelength, if you want to be technical about it, wavelength determines the color. It could be healing, it could be killing bugs, it could be rejuvenating the skin.
Like anti-aging?
Like anti-aging, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, and then what goes into your soap making? Like what do you find, like how do you create soap? Like what's the beginning and the end of that?
Oh, okay. So with the soap making, it wasn't something I planned, like to do. So, but while I was in the beauty school, I kind of, got to learn more about products, chemical, chemicals are included in product that could be damaging to the skin as opposed to going on the option of more natural. So there was an experiment done by an instructor, and that was just what kind of exposed me to the idea that you could use everyday ingredients that you would normally use in the kitchen and incorporate it into soap making. So yeah, I use things like turmeric, green tea extracts, um, honey, aloe vera, all of that goes into the soap. So the process, the mixture of oil and sodium, kind of goes through a process called saponification, and then it just, transforms it into soap. So
So do you use LED in your aesthetic practice at all?
very minimal, I've used something like a radio frequency to, on myself. It's good for fine lines and wrinkles. So yeah, um,
Okay.
yeah.
So, Sam, when did you realize light therapy was more of a profession than like a passion for you?
Oh,
Has you been doing it for so long?
yes. So it's a fairly long story, but I'm going to try and keep it short because of this podcast. So I was an assistant professor at the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio. And one day I came back from class, from teaching, and there was a pile of research articles on my desk. And when I asked the secretary, she told me that it was left by a friend I had just met. His name is Dr. Joe Kleincourt, and that he wanted me to read those things because he thought that my expertise was needed to uncover the effects of light, and wanted me to now delve into laser therapy, LED therapy, instead of the line of research that I was going to be doing. And sure enough, as I read the articles, it became so interesting and so intriguing that light could do so much. And it just was almost unbelievable because how could one thing be treatment for skin, for tendons, for ligament, for all sorts of ailments, for pain relief, and so on and so forth? It didn't make any sense, that it will reduce inflammation, it will heal the wound. But as we began to do the research, we began to see those beneficial effects of light. So it became really intriguing, and I never went back to what I had trained for in graduate school at the PhD level. I just then switched completely to studying the effects of light, and not only just macroscopic, but microscopic, and even using the electron microscope to really look at what effect light has produced on wounds and on the body, and then measuring pain thresholds in people, in patients, and so on and so forth. So the effect is so fascinating that one entity such as light could do so much. And over the years now, a lot of other people have come up with the same results that we have been showing for years, validating the effects that we have observed in our own lab, in other laboratories across the world. So it really gives me a lot of satisfaction to know that we pioneered this line of research in the United States.
Yeah, we see it everywhere now, right? They're in spots.
Yes, the areas, yeah.
Yes, they're
And in the articles, I should mention that Joe Kleincourt, Dr. Kleincourt, stacked on my desk that time. There were so many, but all of them happened to be from Eastern Europe,
wow.
which means the Eastern Europeans were already ahead of the rest of the world in this, and nobody could believe them because in those days, remember we had the Iron Curtain that separated the Soviet Union, which as it was known in those days, from the rest of Western Europe and rest of the world. So so people didn't trust it for that reason. Yeah. But over the years, not only have we proved that those things were true, we've actually expanded it to the point of knowing the mechanisms involved, why light does what it does, for pain relief, for tissue repair, for killing bugs, and so on and so forth.
And now they even use it what in surgeries and they use it for everything now, right? Yeah. Yes.
So it's used for a lot of things.
It's very common, it's a trend now. Like you go to spas, a lot of people have devices and it actually comes in very portable,
Yeah. That is
sizes now. And, especially for anti-aging, a lot of women.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the blue light, and they have like multiple. Like I saw a facing that had the blue light, the red light, the yellow light, all in one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So I always think, Sam.
one of the things you will notice is that if you go to restrooms, like in airplanes now, they have those blue lights. You want to wash your hand, right?
Yeah,
So even in restaurants, sometimes
because it kills bugs.
those what do you call it?
The hand washing.
Air drying. air drying machines. They shine blue light on your hand, hoping that some of it will kill it.
Oh, chance, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
So, what's the most exciting LED study that you worked on, and what were your findings? Like the most exciting?
I think the most exciting for me, it's hard to pinpoint one, but the one that stands out is the fact that we were able to kill the coronavirus
Wow.
with blue LEDs that we had modified and um, we had, I hate to say created, we had, in simple terms, we created it. A different modified version of blue light that kills coronaviruses and other viruses. Yeah, to me, that's more exciting because it was at the peak of the recent COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, people were calling me and they wanted to know, have you tried it on coronavirus? And I didn't think it was going to have any effect on coronavirus because all along we were trying it on bacteria, which is different from viruses. But with the pressure on me to do something, we decided to look and see if there was any basis for even trying it on viruses. And sure enough, we began to see telltale signs that sunlight um, actually attenuates and inactivates viruses.
Wow.
But nobody really knew what aspect of sunlight was doing it. Everybody assumed it was UV, which of course is, be the natural assumption because UV clears bugs. Everybody knows that. It has been doing that. They've known that for more than 100 years. But to think that blue light will also inactivate viruses, it was almost unthinkable. But we had actually developed this form of blue light that is highly potential, that has uh, what do you call it? The potency, very high potency to kill bacteria. So we decided to try it. I mean, we had nothing to lose. If it didn't do anything, it didn't do anything. If it did something, it did something. So, and lo and behold, we could not believe that we were inactivating viruses. And the more we looked, the more we began to find the mechanism for fragmenting the viruses so that they became inactive
Wow.
and couldn't infect them. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, how do you hope your work will impact future generations then in the LED light and the therapy world and wellness?
So I think what has happened is that our research on red light has already begun to find its way into clinical practice, into uh, works, to, into efforts to heal people with different maladies, people with pain, with injuries, and so on and so forth. That's already found its way there. Blue light is beginning to find its way also into killing bugs, bacteria. But I would really love to see blue light used for viruses and to eradicate bugs from the environment. Imagine if it were possible for us in this room to have the type of light we have on the ceiling, including a technology that has some of that blue light, that when you turn it on, it kills all the bugs in the room,
That'd be amazing.
like overnight. And so you come into a very bug-free environment. If you could do that in this room, if you can do that in airplanes, you can do that in all modes of transportation, trains, offices, factories, everywhere there is light, then we could actually eradicate most of the bugs that we have in the world today. So that's what I hope that we get to at some point.
That's a really good cool. I love that. So, as a couple, what do you think is something surprising about each other's work that most don't know? Like, what's something surprising about his work that most don't know, you think?
Ah, honestly, can't pinpoint. She can't. Yeah, no. She's so used to stay for me. She's so used to me telling the story. So
there's nothing really new to that because she has made this
It's just
over again.
well, I guess it so for a very long time after we got married, um like he said, how I'm so used to him talking about light all the time that it got to a point where I'm like, oh. And then in our home, like when each time, we've bought a home because we've moved, few times since we got together. So each time we're either renting or buying a new home, it's like he is particular about the lights in the house, the where the windows are located, how much light comes into the house is like, a big deal to him. So, and it's very important to him. I don't know if people know that about him. I can know that about you. I've been to your house. I go back.
Well, when next you come to our house, I want you to observe the windows.
So I'm going to next time I come to your house.
So every window has an upper level across it where light comes in. You don't open. It's sealed. It's just glass. So if you close the window, that glass still allows light to come in. So even if you close all the windows in my house, there's still a lot of light to the house.
Yeah, so much.
Very important.
Where's the light? There is a lot of light, but I never noticed that.
So yeah, and then because of our research on blue light, for example, we now have blue LEDs.
Up there?
Yeah, in our kitchen.
In the kitchen.
We're in all the rooms. And in all the rooms, in all
Now I'm going to be observing you guys.
the kids' rooms, in our bedroom, so we have it because that is on.
Yeah.
They're all on timer.
Yeah.
So they come on.
Have you noticed the kids are healthier? Have you noticed?
We don't.
So we have to do like
It's not doing something.
you're doing something. So yeah, good.
So have you two ever like collaborated professionally? I know that you're an esthetician, but I mean, has he ever talked to you about your soaps? Or I mean, you guys talk about light a lot, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He loves to, come into my little
Your soap
space.
basing
Yeah, and then and he shares ideas with me too. He has shared some recipe, for ingredients and how to improve. Yeah, so he does. About feedback, exactly. A lot of feedbacks. Yeah.
Some of the soaps.
Yeah.
So yeah.
so how do you both stay inspired in each of your fields? Like how do you stay inspired
Yeah.
to keep doing what you're doing?
So for me, the fact that people from across the globe reach out to me by email, invite me to conferences to come and talk about what the research I've done and to share my knowledge with them, from all over the world. It gives me a lot of inspiration to continue to do this, what I do. And were I to accept all the invitations, I would hardly spend any weekend in San Diego, to be honest with you. But I've most recently, in the last 5 to 10 years, turned down many, many of those invitations to the point that I only accept invitations to conferences that I just feel like paying back to my friends because they attended my own conferences in the past, So if they're total strangers, just,
Like, no, thank you.
yeah, thank you. So, yeah.
And
Well,
plus, you're partially retired. So
Well, I went to your birthday party. You have people from all over the world there.
yeah, he's gradually winding down. And I know that it's like he always says, it's almost impossible to be fully retired, especially when you love what you do.
Yes.
And if you found so much satisfaction in your life, your professional, career and all that, it's hard to really retire.
Yeah.
So, just you slow down from your everyday workspace, but then around the house there's always something that would inspire you to
That's
go.
good.
Yeah, to keep going. Yeah,
What keeps inspiring you? I mean, are you still doing your soap making?
I'm still doing the soap making, and it's just with the soap, it's just the idea of you know knowing what you're putting on your body, kind of like an assured, it just makes you a little more assured of, your lifestyle and all that, because there's just so much going on in the society now, and so much illnesses of different kinds, and cancer and whatnot. So, and all of this has to do with the environment, the changes that we're seeing in the environment. So, to be able to like have your own products that you use on your skin, kind of reassures you a bit that, you know what you're.
I think the fact that it is organic,
Exactly.
they're using organic materials, they are not putting in chemicals that are not really natural products.
Exactly.
The fact that
Yeah.
all the set you make are, you make come from natural products instead of chemicals.
Yeah.
It makes a very big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. And not knowing the effects, long time
Effect
effects
these
of these
that
chemicals,
you buy so from
Yeah.
markets, it is embedded with chemicals
Yeah.
that seep through your skin into the
They-
body. So, and that's what you're trying to uh,
Yeah.
prevent by making organic soaps. So yeah.
So, for any aspiring esthetician or research developer like out there, what's one lesson you wish you had learned earlier?
Oh,
Mhm.
I have to think deeply about this because um, one of the things that I really wish I had picked up as a student in graduate school is a deeper understanding of biochemistry, which is something I picked up after graduate school. And mostly, and because I picked it up after graduate school, when I was an assistant professor, I limited myself to collagen biochemistry, you know, collagen biochemistry, and dive deep into it because I was working with collagenous tissues, skin, tendons, ligaments, and so on, and hair actually. Um, but if I had known that this would be my path, my life path, I would have picked up that biochemistry much more deeply in undergraduate school.
Right.
Yeah, I did study biochemistry for 1 year in undergraduate school. But if I knew this was the way life was going to take me, I would have studied it along with microbiology and so on. But I picked up those along the way. Yeah. Yeah.
So, with living with somebody that's passionate about wellness and science, do you think that it's helped both of your careers? Like, because she does this and
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, so like I said,
Kind of go together?
yeah, so my knowledge of collagen biochemistry enables me to understand what she's doing, what you know, the saponification process, and the need to have organic materials instead of natural product materials instead of chemicals, you know, which can be damaging to the skin.
And I wish I started this earlier than I did. Yeah.
Your aesthetic business?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's the beauty, the beauty industry is something I've always wanted to, uh, I've always been interested in, but I just didn't get into it until later, just,
So, and those of you who are in aesthetics, I don't know if people actually have noticed this. When I had looked at all of you, with no exception, and even before I met my wife and before I met you, June, um, there's something about all of you that shows that you are in that field. In other words, the skin texture, your facial appearance, and your youthfulness, even regardless of what age you are. I have, I'm the first colleague I met in this field happens to be an Australian. You know, uh, uh, her name is Tina, and she is probably 85, or she has to be in her mid to late 80s now. But all the time I knew her, she never looked anything beyond 40, 45. So yeah. So yeah. So it shows that what you do works. because you're using it on yourselves, and it shows. So what else? Yeah, oh, yes.
So we're the business of taking care of other people. And in order for us to do that, we have to first take care of ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So it works perfectly well. Yeah.
So how do you both think that you balance like work, research, and your personal time? Like how does that work?
Oh, we are very mindful of that, personal family time. So, in spite of his busy schedule, my busy schedule, the kids' busy schedule, we always, um, we prioritize family time a lot. So, yeah.
So for us, family comes first.
Yeah. Yes.
The kids come first. So all we are doing is just trying to um, w- do what we're passionate about, and in the process, make some money to raise the children. Yeah. So the kids come first,
Yeah.
regardless. Yeah.
Nice. So what advice would you give other couples supporting each other's careers? Just support each other yep.
Yeah, just support each other and enable each other, inspire each other, and in every possible way. Sometimes there tend to be conflicts and all that, but looking at the bigger picture all the time, knowing that once your partner is happy and fulfilled, that radiates, in the family. And so that support is always important. So, yeah. And he's been very supportive of me. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do either of you have any new exciting projects in the horizon or new studies?
For me, no, because I'm winding down.
Really, that?
Yes, but we do have 3 patents, and there's a 4th one in the making
That's great.
that I would like to see in commercial products. The technologies in commercial products. Like I told you, how nice it would be if every light source we have has this technology that kills bugs, you know, like, bug busting technology in every light fixture we have in the world.
Right.
It would be really nice because you clear the environment of the bugs, and people don't get as sick as they get now. Yeah, and you can prevent pandemics and epidemics of disease.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite soap scent that you do?
Oh, let's see. I have a lot of favorites uh right now, but lavender is my go-to for relaxation, and eucalyptus, of course.
I liked your lemon one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What are your favorite scent that she makes?
Oh, it's hard for me to tell because there's so many of them, and I don't quite remember all their names, but
Well,
and the smell, in the yeah, where she makes the soaps and where she kills the soap. You walk in there, this aroma is just so inviting and so nice.
so if you're looking for something to wind down at the end of a long day, or you're looking for something to energize you, you have a busy schedule ahead of you. So yeah, so he likes to kick,
Pick
bake.
and choose based on what he's gonna do. Yeah. What do you think the most underrated skincare ingredient is? Like people don't really realize that that's so great, but they don't use it a lot.
Let's see. The are you talking about the mainstream or just the one of natural? Yeah, okay. I think avocado oil. Yeah, avocado oil. As we know, is one of the healthiest fruits to eat, but then the oil itself is very moisturizing on the skin. So, when you think of moisturization, you tend to either go to olive oil, coconut oil for uh uh moisture, but avocado oil is equally good. And I've spoken to other soap makers, and avocado oil is usually not in their top oils to use. So, but I use that and alongside shea butter, of course. But shea butter is so expensive in the US, but thank God I'm able to bring my, organic shea butter straight from, the local women that make it in Nigeria. Each time I go back, oh, you get Nigeria. Each time I go back to Nigeria, I bring my shea butter from there. So, yeah, I think it's if every soap maker is able to incorporate at least shea butter in their soap, I think it will give it that soft texture and
That's the secret of your soap. And I love your soap. So, what's the LED that you swear by? Is it the blue? The LED color that you swear by? Would you say it's the blue one?
All of them actually, the blue and the red. But they do different things. So if it is to kill bugs, yes, certainly the blue and the deep blue. Okay. If it is to heal wounds or to reduce pain, I will go for the red. Okay. Yeah. And the red comes in red. There are different shades of red.
Oh.
So the closer it is to deep red, the better. Yeah. So technically, it will be light that is said to be 660 to 670 nanometers in wavelength. If it is blue light in the range of, let's say, 405 to 425 or 450 nanometers in wavelength. So the wavelength is simply the color. Yeah.
Now, does it depend on the time you're using it too? Like, is it like a certain amount of time you use it for treatment?
Yes.
Okay.
That determines the dose. Yeah. We're getting technical now. But that determines how much dose of light they're putting into. For example, since we've been talking, this white light has been shining on us, so the longer it shines on us, the higher the dose of white light we're getting. So there is a way to calculate the dose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah. So sometimes just putting your hand under an air blower to dry your hand for a few seconds isn't going to kill bugs. But if you put it there for a longer period of time, it could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long is a usual dose of light, like in a treatment?
It's hard to tell because it depends on the condition you're trying to treat. But typically anywhere from, let's say, 10 to 15, 20, 30 minutes is good. But again, it depends on the intensity of the light. The higher the intensity, the shorter the duration that you will need. The lower the intensity, the longer the duration to get the same dose. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay, so my last question. What's one thing you would both take to a desert island and why, and it can't be each other?
Oh, I'm worried that one can't be sure, but yeah.
What's one thing you would take to a desert island and why, but it can't be each other?
Oh, I'll take my Bible with me.
That's okay. I'll take my Bible. I'll take a water bottle.
A water.
I need my hydration.
I love you guys. Well, I'm so happy you came and you're this BT, and this has been such an enjoyable talk, and I learned so much about LEDs. Your soap making.
Thanks for having us.
It was great to have you both, and I love you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to the House of Three Fates podcast. We appreciate you joining us today. We encourage you to stay connected by subscribing, liking, sharing, and following our journey and making sure to step into your best self with us next time. If you have any skincare inquiries or concerns, we are here to help. You can always send us an email at 3fateswellnesscenter@gmail.com or DM us on our Instagram at House of Three Fates. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll join us next time.